So in Linux, since everything is text-based, especially when you're typing commands and all this, you're typing in a black window here. There is no graphics, there is no clicking or anything like that. Okay? So for that, you're going to use a editor called, it's a built-in editor. It's called BI editor here. Okay? So since it's already built in and this is the one I use all the time here. You don't really have to use anything else. You could, if you want, you could install something else, but I find using the built-in one is just work as well as anything else. So let me do this here. So let me do ls here. So I'm going to get rid of everything here, right? What is the command to get rid of everything? So you type rm-rf and asterisk. Once you type this here, everything will be gone. Okay, so when you do ls, this folder is empty. Only the system files and hidden files are still there. To remove the hidden files, you have to specify each file. Okay, so not worried about that. So let me see here. Let me copy this line here. Okay, so I'm going to officially show you how the VI editor works. So I'm going to create a file here, touch file 1. Once you create touch file 1 and you do ls, the file is there. Or let me remove this file here. So there is no file 1 here, right? So what you could do is you could do vi file 1, and what's going to happen is it's going to create the file 1, and at the same time it's going to go into the edit mode here on the full page. Okay, so previously we saw cat command, you could just go into the quick edit mode, but this is a full edit mode here. So what's going to happen is now the file is empty here, so there is nothing in here. So to go into the edit mode, you have to push the letter I on your keyboard. If you push letter I, it says down on the bottom insert mode, and when it's in insert mode, that means you could start typing in the file. So I'm going to copy these lines and then I'm going to paste it in here. If you copy and then right click, if you simply right click here, then it pastes for you. You don't have to do anything else. Okay? So okay. Give me 1 minute here. Okay, hold on. Okay. So to save the file, push the escape key and then Control Shift. Down on the bottom, you see it goes into the command mode. Okay, goes into the command mode. I think I copied this here, right? So we kind of already worked in the VI editor here. So how did we do that when we were working on the changing this configuration file here for this here? So well, anyway, yeah. So it's already it's not ready. So edit mode. Okay, then you have to push shift plus colon, shift colon to get into command mode. Okay. So one more time here. So if I do I went into insert mode. Insert mode is nothing but edit mode. Okay. Push I to enter the edit mode. All these are everything is lowercase unless you specify being a uppercase. Okay. And then if you want to get out of the edit mode, you push escape key and you are out of the edit mode. Okay, so if you're typing anything on the keyboard, unless you type I on the keyboard, it automatically goes into the edit mode. Okay. Then if you want to come into command mode, what you have to do is Control colon. Then it's asking for the command mode. What do you want to do? Okay, if you want to save, all you have to do is press lowercase x. Okay, not uppercase x. Lowercase x and hit enter. What will do is it will save and exit. So make sure any command you're doing is make sure you have this little colon there, because once you are at the colon, that means you are in the execute mode or in the command mode. Okay, good. So I'm going to move this away. And then if I hit enter, this will save and exit. Actually, let me do this. Okay, and then X to save and exit. Okay, so the moment I type enter, it's going to save and exit. So the file one was not there. So now the file one is there because we just created the file here. So if you use the cat command file one, you should see this in there. You should see the text in there. Okay. Okay. So let's go back in there again. If you do vi file one again. So right now you are into reading mode here. You just want to get out of there. So you just do colon Q to quit. Okay. So colon Q to quit. Read only mode. Okay, so one thing I forgot to tell you is when you first go in there, this is a read only mode here, okay? It creates a file if $1 not present and okay, good. So if you're just going in there just to want to read the lines here, and then you want to quit out of it, you colon Q. And you will be exiting out of it just by reading anything, okay?
No, Brother Zafar, when we typed the first line last time, when you create a new file with the VI, with a file name, it takes you to the insert mode that we saw before, and when you go second time, if the file already exists, then it goes to the read mode, I think.
So regardless, it goes into read mode. If you do file 2, VI file 2, and hit enter, it's in read mode right now.
Okay, got it. I thought I didn't see properly. Thank you.
It's going to quit without without creating any files here because we didn't save it.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let me go back into file 1 again. Okay. So from here, I'm going to show you the full-on commands here. So colon. Okay, so this is ready for commands. Colon X. This save and exit. Okay? And then colon Q, quit read only mode if you have not made any changes. Okay? So the next command we're going to look at is, I want to cut line 1. Okay? So if you want to cut or delete, what you could do is just type double D. I typed double D here. So what it did was, it cuts the line. Okay? Double D. All these are lowercase here. If you see uppercase, just use your judgment that it may have be a typo. Okay? So when you type DD, cuts the line. Cuts the line wherever cursor is there. Okay? And then what I want to do is, I want to go all the way down. I want to paste it here. So all I have to do is just push letter P. Okay? Push letter P to paste it. Okay? And then if you want, you could save and exit at this moment. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do push letter U on the keyboard. So it undo, unless you have saved it, the undo is not going to work. But if you have not saved anything, you could use U to undo it. Okay, good. Now, so on the, to move around in the VI editor, the official way to move around here is, you have to use the letter L. Push, if you are in the read only mode and if you're pushing letter on your keyboard, it moves the cursor to the right. Okay? And then if you push letter H, it moves the cursor to the left. Okay? Okay? So L moves to the left, H moves to the right. Okay? And J, letter J, it moves it downwards. Okay? And letter K, it moves it upwards. So L moves cursor.
Zafar, these are all lowercase letters?
All lowercase. This word editor, I hate it. Linux people don't really like words here, but there is no other way I have to do it. So use your judgment here. Indeed, in Unix, everything is by default is lowercase, unless I keep changing it here to lowercase, it keeps changing uppercase. I'm going to put it in quotes here so that you don't get confused. There are barely any commands in Linux you may have to use uppercase here, okay? So L to move one cursor to the left. Okay, H, okay, J, down one line, right? Okay, K. Okay. So now, if you're in the middle of a line and then you want to edit it, you want to enter, I'm on line, okay, I'm on line 6, right? Or line 5 or 4. I'm going to push letter O on the keyboard. So what it does is, it goes into the insert mode. At the same time, it opens up a new line below the cursor, okay? So, lowercase o opens a new line in insert mode. Okay, you got it right. So let me undo this. So if you are at line 7 here and you want to insert a new line, at the same time you want to go into insert mode, so you just push O. Okay. So I'm going to escape U. Okay. So next one is, so if I want to copy like lines here. So if I want to copy line 7, okay, all I have to do is wherever that cursor is, and then if you push double Y, it copied the line. Okay? So then you could move down here somewhere, and then you could paste it here. Or you could go up here, still it has already copied. It's keeping the copy in the clipboard. So if I paste it here, I could paste it several times here, okay? Okay. So use YY. So what is the single line where the cursor is at? Okay, now if I want to copy two lines, right? So if I want to copy line 1 and line 2, what I have to do is push number 2 and YY. So it's copied two lines here. And then I want to go all the way on the bottom and push letter C. So it copied two lines there. So if you want to do, similarly, if you want to do 3 lines, just do 3 YY. Alright, you guys get the idea, right? Here. Okay, good. And C to paste it. Okay. So now I made some changes here, but I don't want to save any changes. I want to save without quitting. So colon, you have to do Q and exclamation. Colon Q exclamation, what it does is it copies the line. I'm sorry, it doesn't copy. It quits without saving. You could do simple Q if there was no changes. But if you think you did a mess up and then you want to come back and again you do colon Q and exclamation. This will quit without saving. Okay, so let's test this out. So we copied these two lines. So I hit enter, and if I go back in there, it quit without saving, okay? Alright, good. Now, if you want to search something in here, all you have to do is go into command mode again, and you have to do a slash, and then you have to look for, I'm going to search for IBM, okay? IBM, and then I hit enter. So what it's going to do is, it's going to throw the cursor in the very first instance. Wherever is find IBM, it's putting your cursor there. Okay? Then it puts in the, okay, so let me do it again. Okay, hold on. So if I do IBM, and then if I hit enter, if the very first time wherever it finds the IBM, it jumps there. And if you want to go to the another line wherever the IBM is there, you have to push letter N. So it's jumping wherever the IBM is there, it's jumping to the next instance. So it jumps around wherever you want to go or find that instance there. Okay. Search it. Okay, good. Now I want to replace a text in here, right? So how do I do this? So to replace something, what you have to do is the command is you have to type a percent and then S. Percent S means search. And then what are we searching for? I'm going to search for IBM. And then I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace with Apple, okay? So what this command will do is it will search and it will replace. It will search for IBM and then it will replace for Apple here. Okay? So you see here in one command here, it searched, IBM was there, so it searched and replaced here. Oh, but it didn't replace this. Let me see if it could do. And okay. So this command, what it did was, it kind of did only the first instances. Okay, by the way, once you go in here, you could use up and down arrow key to browse through here. Okay, I thought you could do more. Well, if you have a quit and came back, it won't keep the history here. So it kept only two items history here. So this will do, what it does is it will search and replace first instance. Okay, so, but if you want to do it, in the entire document, what you have to do is, you have to type /G. When you type /G means it becomes global. So wherever it find IBM, then it's going to replace that. So let me undo this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, we have 3 instances of IBM here, right? 1, 2, 3. So if I type, I'm replacing IBM with Apple, and then if I type /G, it's going to replace the entire, it's going to replace global. This means global means entire document. Okay, let me hit enter. So now wherever the IBM was there, it's been replaced with Apple. Okay, now if you do a regular :W, what it does is it changes the file, and still you will be sitting in the, it just simply changes the, I'm sorry, not changes, but saves the file without quitting. Okay, that's it. And then if you do :W, Q, it saves and quits. Okay, so I'm going to do WQ. It saves and quits the file, okay. And I think we already did Q, quit without saving, right? Read only mode, if you have not. So officially this quit without change. No, just control Z. Yeah, the quit without saving is down here. Okay, so, okay, what else you could do is, you could simply go into VI and hit enter. And what you could do is, you simply went into a VI editor, but you don't know which file is here. So if you are in here, you could do a input file, okay? So what you could do is E/file1. What it does is, it's going to search for the file 1 and it's going to load in here, into the VI editor here. No, I did it wrong. So what you could do is, E means enter file 1, okay? Over here, what I did was, you do E, and then you could type in the absolute path or relative path also. Since we are in a present working directory, you don't have, so what you do is you just type file 1 and hit enter. It will load the file, whichever file you want. Or, if you don't, you just go in there and then now you realize you want to create a new file here, you just type file 2. So it's creating a new file name, file 2. So I go in there, This is new file named file2 and escape, control X. So I should have file2 here. Now you could do here, you could do vi file1, and then you want to load file2 also in here, right? So what you could do is you could do e file2. Oh, I thought it would add this file. Then you may know, I was wrong. So it loads the specified file. You can specify. Okay, I think it's vi colon r. So what is happening now is, if you do colon r, it doubles up the files here. So, okay, colon r. Okay, so as many times as you keep doing colon r, it keeps loading the file here. So now the size of the file is too big. So it loaded here, but then again from here it loaded the file one more time. And again so on. So what you can do is colon q. Colon q exclamation. Wait without saving. So there are a lot of other commands in here. So I'm not going to go over this. What I'll do is after the class is done, I will put in all the commands I have in my bucket. I'll put it in here. But these are the basic ones you should realize here. By the end of the class, I'll load the document here with all the extra commands here. Okay. I'm going to move on from VI editor. Any questions so far?
No, brother, alhamdulillah, that's good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can we change the word by word, any word to the other word in VI editor?
Yeah. What do you got in your mind? What do you want to do?
I mean, oh yes, you did. Yeah, I mean, you replaced IBM 2 at the right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get creative here. Once you have time, keep playing around. playing around with it, and the more you play around, the better it gets here, because this is, you will be using GI editor day in and day out. Day in and day out. Every day you will be using it. There is, if you are a real Linux admin, if you're not using GI editor every day, I don't know what else you will. Because simply we went into etc sysconfig network scripts, and then in here we edited sysconfig, right? So I mean, there was no other way to use and go in there and do the editing here. So look at this here. This thing doesn't have anything in here. All you have to do is go in there, make it yes or no or whatever, make any changes, and then if you want to, don't make any changes, you want to quit, or if you want to do like undo, just with the strike of keyboard, you are able to do a lot of configuration changes here. So once you get a hang of it, you will probably doesn't like how Windows works. Okay? Okay, good. So
Sir, I got a question.
yeah.
Whenever you use the exclamation mark, that means you are just forcefully coming out of the editor?
Yeah. Quit without saving. Exactly.
So that's what we...
Right here.
And so you use WQ and X. What is the difference? I mean, write and quit mostly, and then you use X.
I use X
And it's,
when you are certain that you want to save and exit. It's not going to ask for anything for that. It's going to save and exit here. Save and exit, and compared to WQ, WQ is the safer way to save and exit here. If you just do :X and hit enter, that's it. There is no coming back. But if you do W, it saves the changes. At the same time, oh, you know what, you hit a very good point here. So I'm going to make some changes here. And then let me do W. So it writes the changes here. And then let me see if I'm able to undo here, okay? So if you do W, if you do :W and you save the file here, okay? Now you still have some time to undo the file changes. If you do X or WQ, then that's it. The file, you are not able to go back and make undo. You are not able to go back and undo the file or undo the changes. So let's do here and do WQ. And then if I go back in here, so you know the changes are permanent. Okay, all you have to do is you have to do this. You have to delete the file yourself or the edit. Does it make sense? W is when you do :W, you're still staying in there. WQ and WQ and X are the same thing. You save and exit.
right. That's the only thing I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I got it now.
Okay, so in here,
In working environment, we normally replace the word or we replace the line in GI editor.
Most of the time I'm working when we went into the configuration file here, you just most of the configuration file are not big here. Usually this is what it is. You just like browsing around and then going here in insert mode instead of on boot. No, you could click yes. And so I've been using this for so many years. I'm not replacing any files. I'm not using all those things too much. Most of my work involves going there and doing edit, copying one line from top to bottom. And then, so what you could do is, if you're going in there and making a changes, the best practice is, if you're making the change here, right, you're making okay, let me undo this. So what usually you do is the original thing is, so I'm going to do YY and do a paste. And then the original line, what you usually do is you put a pound sign in here. So when you see we're going to do this, don't worry about this, what pound sign is doing at this moment. We're going to touch that when we're doing the scripting. But when you do the pound sign, what you did here is you kept the original line in here. And then usually you go in here and you make it yes. So when somebody else comes in here, any other administrator, he will say like, okay, this was commented out. That means this was the original configuration and this is the new configuration. Okay? But don't stress too much on this at this moment here. I will walk you through all these things. By the end of the class, you will be very qualified to have engineering job. But these are the simple, silly things that comes up. And you have a very, very good question too. I mean, it's a very good question that why you are using this as much. But most of these things here, these things I rarely use it. These are just the silly things I thought you should know. And there are other commands in here. I'll just put in here for the sake of record. So most of the commands we'll be using is this saving, quit, paste, undo, moving along the lines here. This is how you officially move. YYO. That's it. I'm not replacing any text or anything. Most of the time I'm not doing those things. Okay, good. So I'm going to show you what a cut command is. Cut. So hold on. Let me do VI. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay. So there is a command called cut command. I'll show you how it works here. So what you could do is you could use the cut -C. That means you're using the I normally don't use this command a lot here. list characters, the delimiter, as fields, N, S. So let's type cut -C, column 1, column 3, and the next file. Um, Character, fine. Okay, so the very first command here is -C. What it does is, it goes into the file and it grabs the first character and third character. Okay, so it's copying this. It's copying all the characters from the top to bottom here, and then all the third characters from top to bottom here. Okay, so this is silly. I don't use it, but for the sake of demonstration, I'll say it. 1 second. Okay, so I'm trying to think what is the use case here.
Can it be usable when for the some files that is IP addresses and you need to have the first three or the
Exactly.
last two?
Yeah,
Those?
very good. You could use those things here, but day in and day out, I'm not using it. So the use case is whatever the use case you determine, you could do it here, okay? And then what else you could do is cut. What you could do is you could give the cut just character 1 to 3. So what it does is it grabs the range. 5. So it grabs the range. -C. So what else you could do is you could do cut -D, and then if you push like 2 X file, no, hyphen, I mean D is for delimiter. So wherever the delimiter is, so right now we are using a delimiter. You know what a delimiter is, right? Delimiter is F2. Okay. Cat, okay. Delimiter is if you have a colon in here, sometimes you would have like a comma, exclamation, colon, or whatever. In this case, we have a space here. So what will happen is, if you want to extract only column 2, so what you have to do is, you have to run this command. You are extracting the characters. Wherever the space is there, use from that space, and then I'm going to extract field 2. So if I hit enter, I should get column 2. And if I go like F3, then I should get column 3. Okay? Okay, so
Brother Zafar, this might not be the scope of this lecture, but just curious. If you don't know the last word of this file, can you just retrieve that one with this command, with the cut command?
mm, so let's see here. You could leave like a delimiter here, right? Instead of space, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do delimiter L. What will happen is wherever it finds L, it's going to grab, after that, it's going to grab that information here. So let's see if it's going to work. Okay, so in here, it finds L and CO. Okay, so it's looking for the field here, field number 3 here, right? So wherever L is there, there was L before here. So it's in here, it's looking for field 3. So this is field 3 here. And it found a delimiter here, L here and L here. So this part has become field 3. Okay, and then from here to here, this is field 1. Field 2. Okay, actually field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, and field 5. So wherever L is there, it's going to look for that as a delimiter character. So if I type F1, so you're going to get only CL. If I do F2, field 2. So very first field here is this one here. So from here to here, it should grab only UM here for field 2. Okay? Oh, it grabbed L2.
That's the one, not the L, that's the one.
Oh, yeah, very good. So the command is working. So you just have to use your judgment. You just have to look at the file here, okay? So cat X file. And you just have to determine what field is it, if you want to do it by the field or if you want to do it by the characters here. Okay?
So I'm repeating my question again, brother. Since it's still, I don't know, is it possible or not, but in this particular case, we have 3 columns, all synced in, all properly formatted. But if we have the file that you have up in the VI editor, if you copy that one and we say, okay, go through this file and capture the last field, the last column of this file or the third column of this file, is that possible, these command?
And there are other commands, those things will become a part of the scripting.
Jazakallah. Okay, brother. Make sure. Okay.
So in scripting, what is happening here is all these little commands, we're going to put it together and make it a script. And I'll show you how you will be amazed, right? Oh, okay, we are using like a silly ls command here and we're using a silly cut command. We're using all these commands. When you put it together and make it a script, it runs automatically for you and will give you the results.
Jazakallah khair.
is here. Okay, so you could copy this around and then play around with this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this here. It's a delimiter. And this is by the character here, right? Is that cute baby you want to learn Linux? Okay. So there is one more command. It's called awk. AWK. I don't even know what awk stands for yet. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is one of the commands that you would use to manipulate data here. So let's see how this is going to work. So I'm going to type awk, and then the format to do this here is cat x file. So let me try this. AWK. Okay. And then you have to do this curly bracket. Okay. And then there is a command called print $1, comma $3. Let's see what happens here. So this one is much more efficient here. So in here, you don't have to specify a delimiter or anything like that. You just type $1 and $3. What it does is it's cutting the file name and then giving you the output here. So most of the time we are using this for doing extracting the fields here. And Okay. I'm not worried about too much of all these deeper commands here, but these are the use cases. These are the use cases how the all commands work. Okay. Okay. Good. So there is one command I forgot. Mm, okay. There is one command called execute. It works only with find command. Okay. So I'll show you how. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do ls, and then I'm going to find the file name X file. Okay. So I'm going to use find, and then from the root I'm going to find the file name X file. You know what? Hold on. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a file name with the name I'm going to find from the root. I'm searching this file name from the root. Okay, and then I'm going to use execute file here, exec, and then I'm going to copy, and this is the format here. There is no way to do this here. And I'm going to copy this into the present working directory, and then you have to do slash and a colon, semicolon. So tell me what will happen here when you run this command. Where is this going to copy the file? What are we doing? We are searching the entire root for this file here, ifcfgets0. This is the file here, and then we are using the execute command. Remember, this command only works with find command. And then we are copying that file in here into the PWD, present working directory here. So right now when you do ls here, there is nothing there, right? But if I run this command here, it's going to copy it here. Mm, Missing argument execute. I'm going to find it in the root, and then I'm going to give it the name ifcfg eth0, and then this is in the execute command exec, and then I'm using the cp command. I'm executing the copy command, and then what I'm copying this in here. Missing argument. Let's see here. Execute r bash data read execute. Okay, find then execute Chrome. It might work now. Missing argument. Okay, so it has copied already. So here's the command. This command is working. So what's happening here is you're finding the file name, which is in the root, and then I'm executing the copy, and then I'm copying this in the present working directory. Okay, so if I do ls here, so I don't know why it's giving you a copy of the same file. Okay. But anyway, it did what we are looking for here. If you want to copy it from somewhere else to here, this is the command you want to use using the execute command. Okay. Yeah, the original command kind of worked. By the way, don't stress too much on this command here. I barely use it, but I thought I should just show you here. Okay, so the next command I'm going to show you is alias. So what is alias? Alias is you could write some commands and then give it a short name. Okay? So let's see here. I want to type ls-l. Okay. So instead of typing that, what I could do is I could give it a name to this command myself. Okay. So let's do. I want to create an alias. I type alias, and then I want to give it a name here. Okay. So I want to give it a name Zafar. Okay. And then I want to create my own command. ls-l. So when I type Zafar, what will happen is it will run ls-l. It's running that command here. So if you want to see the commands aliases, all the list of aliases, all you have to do is you have to type alias. Okay. So by the way, these are built-in aliases. CP is actually running this command here, CP. ls-colon is running lsd. So move is actually running move-I. And then here's the command I just created here. Okay, so now if I have like a very complex command here, let's see if I have something complex. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do cat file1, and then I'm going to grep for IBM. Oh, IBM is not in there, so I'm going to grep for Apple. So it found me 2 lines in here, right? So, but what I want to do is I want to create an alias. I'm lazy, right? Sometimes, the command gets too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an alias and then just give it a name app and then equals to, and then I'm putting in this code here, this command here. Okay. So it creates a alias. That means a short command here. So you see right here, I created an alias app, and then that alias is confined with this command here. So if I type app, it's going to run that command here. Cat, what is actually running is it's running this command. It's running this command here. This command is same as the alias command app. Does it make any sense?
Yes, brother.
Okay. Okay, to remove the command, to remove the alias command here, all you have to do is unalias, and it's gone. And you don't see that command in there anymore. Okay? Just run unalias. That's it. To remove it from the system. Okay, so the next command is link. So we want to create a link here, like a shortcut. Okay, this is a shortcut. So let me see here. What I want to do is I want to create a link for this file in here into this present working directory here. So let me just remove it. You know what? No, I will confuse you. So let me just remove file 2. So we have a file in here which is called file 1 here, right? So let me create a directory. So there is a file in here. So but what I want to do is I want to create a link to file 1 into the directory alpharetta. Okay? So how do I do it? It's simple. The command is ln. Okay, so I type ln file name, and then I'm going to copy it into this directory here. So if I do ls into this file here, it copied a file name, it copied a file in that location. It's called file 1. So if I do stat status of that file, so what it has is it's now showing you there are 2 links. Yesterday you saw when we did stat, it was showing link 1, right? A file is a link to itself. So there is a link to the file. Every file has one link. That means a link to that file itself is a one link. And then now it has a 2 link here. Okay? So the file we created this is a hard link here. This is actually a duplicate copy. So let me see. Let's do ls-l and look at the inode number for this file. ls-i. ls-i gives you the inode number. Okay, and then let's do ls-i for the file which is we have here. Okay, so you see the inode number for the both files are same. Okay, so what I'm saying here is this is a link file 1 in alpharetta.
So whether is it safe to say if you make a changes in one file at any one location, it will be reflected on the other one also?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Okay, it creates a file in a specified location here, okay? And let's go ahead and let's go. How do I, if I want to make changes here, how do I do that? I want to add line 13, right? So there are a couple ways you could do it, right?
Yeah.
You could use cat, you could use VI, or whatever.
I think these are only two we learned. I learned basically
Good,
till
good.
now. These are only two methods I know.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do cat 2 greater than line, and then file 1, and then I'm going to say line 13. Okay, and control D. So if I do cat file 1, you should see the line 13 in there, okay? Now let's do cat Alpharetta, Atlanta Alpharetta file 1. And you see that file over there got updated itself. Okay? So this is a example of hard link. This is called a hard link. Okay? This is called hard link or a duplicate. Okay? Any changes are updated to both files. So it's vice versa. If you make changes over there, it reflects the change here on the original one. It's just the same exact file, but it's sitting in two different locations, okay? But what will happen here is, if you delete file 1 here, you delete file 1 here, file 1 is gone. So is the file 1 from Alpharetta location? You think it's gone or it's there? The file will still be there. Okay? So the file,
What's the logic?
go ahead.
What's the logic behind it? If they are the same file, why if we delete one, it doesn't delete the other one? Just curious.
You're just,
Because I don't know number is the same also.
yeah. That's how the Linux operating system works, is because it's a duplicate, but still there is two different files there. But if you delete one, the other one gets deleted also. The other one will stay there. Hence, this is a hard link. Okay, officially this is called a hard link.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure in Windows, can you like find in two different folders, and if you update one file, it gets the other one updated? I have no idea. But this is how it works here. But when you're doing like a heavy scripting, and that file configuration is being used in different locations, you could use the hard link. And the good thing about hard link is it's kind of a little bit, fail-safe proof that if the file gets accidentally deleted, the original file still be the file which is being used somewhere else. It doesn't break. It doesn't break the system. So the use case would be if you are using our file at different location, you just updating one file in one location, all those updates will be reflected into the other location also. You could definitely have more than one hard link. You could definitely have more than one hard link. You guys try that out and let me know.
I think since I never used this Linux operating system before, so I have no idea how it works, but it could be a little confusing. And at this moment, it is confusing to me that if you have the same file and multiple locations, what is the other? Then we can use a copy also to be on a safe side that if we delete one, we have the original copy available.
But when you use the copy command, it's not going to update one file here, and if you have 4 or 5 hard links, all those links will be updated. I just gave.
So it looks like a backup because whenever we are making any changes, editing anything new, so it is like taking the new adding, like if you add another line, so it takes it. But if you want to delete it, so it will delete the whatever you want to delete it. It's just like a backup and a safe way to work it, I guess.
Exactly. Very good. Very good.
That makes sense.
Sure. So the next topic in this series is soft link. Okay. Soft link, you could compare this more as a shortcut. For hard link, it's actually a full file. So let me just remove this here. So this is a shortcut for the link here. So what is the command to copy the file from somewhere else into present working directory? You put a period there, and we have our file is back here. So now what I'm going to do is, let's do a file 1 to file 2. Okay, so we have 2 files here. Now I'm going to show you the soft link. So let's create a soft link. The command to create a soft link is ln-s. Okay, it's also called a symbolic link, also known as okay. So I'm going to copy this into Atlanta Alpharetta, and then which file I'm going to copy? I'm going to go to the name file 2. Okay. So if I do ls Atlanta Alpharetta, the file 2 is there. Okay. Now you got to see. You see the difference here. File 2 is usually you see it in the color here. So for file 2, you see it's actually showing you this file is a soft link for this file here. Okay, so when you do ls-l, it will show you in color because this is what it says is it's a link to this file. Okay, over here it says link. L means link. So let's do ls-i to file 2. ls-i file 2. Okay, this is the inode. Then ls-i Atlanta Alpharetta file 2. Cannot access too many levels of symbolic links. Okay, whatever. So if you see the symbolic link for the soft link and the symbolic I'm sorry, inode for the original file and the inode for the soft link file, they are different because this is just a shortcut here. If you delete this file is garbage. I mean, this is just a symbolic file here. It doesn't do anything. If you're gonna edit the file here, you're actually editing this file directly here. Okay, so how do I explain this here? Okay, so if I go in VI file 2, so it says permission denied. Too many levels of symbolic. I'm not sure why I'm getting that message. Cat file. File 1 is there. Cat file 2. Too many levels of symbolic links. Okay, guys, I may have to come back on this one, why it's not working here, but I think we are done for the day. I'll get back to you on the soft link here, why it's not doing all this, what I'm supposed to do here. By the way, we are almost done with the basic command here. Okay? Let me see if I think of anything else. That is it so far. So I'm stuck on the soft link here. We'll catch up from here next week. And I highly recommend you guys to start using the chat group. And then if somebody is struggling, if you need any questions, anything, please don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay? All right, everybody. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.